Hey friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shadavia and this is Oshi Budgets, where I talk about all things money, budgeting, and savings related. So if any of that is content that you're into, do me a favor and give today's video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, but don't forget that notification bell so you don't miss the next time I post. By the title of today's video, you can see I'm going to be talking about why I decided to stop the 100 envelope challenge and doing a 100 envelope challenge cash unstuffing. So if you've been following my channel for a while, then you know I started off doing the 10K version of this challenge back in January of last year, and I ended up switching at some point later in the year. So I can't remember exactly when that was. I think it may have been sometime around September, but I did do a video on unstuffing that original challenge. So if you guys haven't seen that, make sure you actually check that out as well. So in doing so, I switched from the 10K version of this challenge to the 5K version of this challenge. Now, my goal with the 100 envelope challenge was simply to pay off debt. I was not trying to just save a large lump sum of money, but instead I just wanted to pay off my debt. Like, I am trying so hard to get myself out of debt, and I figured this challenge would be the perfect way to kind of help me do that. So I did realize that with the money that I have in my high yield savings account, I actually have enough to go ahead and take care of my last credit card. So today I'm going to just be doing a unstuffing of the envelopes that I actually do have, because I did decide to cash stuff a few of them before I decided that I'm just going to strictly send the money over to the high yield savings account and let my money grow money. So the 100 envelope challenge is probably one of the most popular savings challenges, I would say, in my opinion. But it's really not for those people who are on a low income or just have any type of debt that they're trying to get rid of. Don't get me wrong, and I don't want to discourage anyone from attempting the challenge or, committing to the challenge, but I would say, yes, you can complete the challenge eventually, but it's probably not the best saving strategy, if I would have to say so myself. I mean, you could create a challenge, not necessarily a savings challenge, where you can track your progress on your debt payoff, because if you have debt to a certain extent, I'm gonna say you should be putting that money towards your debt opposed to just saving it. And so that's what I realized as well, you guys. Yes, I have this money in my account, but is it really my money? Because I still have debt that I need to pay. So I wanted to just go ahead and take care of that and then just get rid of that. So attempting this challenge, this 100 envelope challenge, really does require some kind of like plan beforehand, but most certainly I feel like you have to bring in some kind of additional income. So if you not even just on a low income, because I know a lot of us really just don't have 10K sitting around to just save, but it is going to require some kind of work, and that's what I realized as well when doing so. And if you watch that video again, I talked about how unrealistic it seemed for someone who was on a low income, and especially being my goal was to complete it in 1 year, so I wasn't able to do that. So that's what I decided, you guys. I'm sorry if that was a lot of rambling, but I am going to just unstuff the envelopes again that I already have to be able to pay off my last credit card debt, you guys. And it's going to be bittersweet. So if you guys want to see me unstuff and kind of talk through this challenge a little bit more, then just go ahead and keep watching today's video. So as I mentioned, I am going to be stopping this 100 envelope challenge to just go ahead and pay off that credit card debt, which is about $2,500 that's left. So let's go ahead and get straight to the unstuffing of it. So I started with, when I restarted the challenge, I worked my way backwards. So I started with the highest envelope, and then I worked my way again backwards. So in doing so, I also decided that I was going to be using prop money. And you guys are probably like, why are you using prop money? Well, I decided that, let's see, 10, 5, I'll just 2 and 1 like that. I decided that with prop money, I could still give you guys progress updates on the challenge itself, but I really didn't want the money to just be sitting in the envelopes when it could be accumulating interest. So when once I decided to kind of restart the challenge over, that was one of the decisions that I made, which was simply to not have the physical cash in the envelopes, but have it be the prop money. So that's why you guys see me unstuffing the prop money. But I'm doing this to give you guys an update so you can see how far I actually got in the challenge, and then just kind of why I stopped doing the challenge as well. So like I said, it is one of the more popular challenges, and everybody's like, oh, I'm doing the 100 envelope challenge. And there's so many versions too. There's the 100 envelope challenge, where you can save the $10,000. I think there's a $20,000 one, the $5,000. I mean, it really just depends on how you do it, or how you want, like how much you're looking to save. There's also some 50. So if you're on a low income budget, or you just have lower income, maybe completing the 50 envelope challenge is more attainable to you. So again, I didn't want to necessarily like discourage you guys from completing the challenge, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys my, not opinion, but kind of like my personal experience with doing the 100 envelope challenge. Like I said, it is a fun challenge to do, don't get me wrong, but at a certain point I just have to think like, okay, financially, what's going to be best for my progress? And you guys, seeing that interest just add up over time, like having that balance still on there and getting monthly interest of $40, like that's $40 that I paid that really was, canceled out. And so I didn't like the thought of that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this cycle, because I do have the money in that account to go ahead and pay off the debt. And that just, to me, again, that just made sense. So that's what I'm doing. So now we're at envelope number 92. Like I said, I started backwards. When I first started this challenge, you guys, in January, I had my momentum going, and you could not tell me nothing. I said that I don't care if I'm on a low income or not, I am going to complete this challenge one way or another. And back then, I decided to start with the smallest. So excuse me, I did the smallest. So I went with like envelope number 1 first, and then I stuffed as many as I could throughout my paycheck. So I think if there's 100, I'm not even gonna attempt to do the math, but I think it was like maybe 4 envelopes that I should have stuffed like per paycheck, which was fine in the beginning when there were smaller amounts. But as they got to the larger amounts, like just think 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, like that's a lot of money for me to come out of one paycheck, and I was not able to do that. So I was like, okay, I need to revisit this conversation with myself and come up with a new game plan. And so one of the things that this challenge taught me as well was how to come up with a savings plan, you guys. So not just saying that, hey, this is a challenge, I'm going to do it and I'm going to finish it and let that be it, but actually coming up with a legit plan. So if my plan is to save or complete 4 envelopes, maybe 1 higher number and 1 lower number. I know some people are able to just pick random numbers out of their box. I personally did not feel comfortable doing that, because I need to know exactly how much I'm gonna have to save. I don't have the luxury of just having that much disposable income where I can just let my luck kind of choose for me, because like I said, if I were to choose 2, 3, 4 of these higher numbers, I was like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, let me pull again, and I didn't want to do that. So to have it a little more organized, again, I just, decided to go backwards. Actually, so one of my subscribers, I can't remember exactly who it was, But when I did the unstuffing of this challenge last time, they gave me the suggestion of starting from the higher numbers. So now that it was more condensed, instead of starting from the top, they said to, you know, you've already saved X amount thus far. You might as well use that to start over from the back. And that really helped a lot, because when I was putting money aside from my paychecks, I was working my way down opposed to working my way up, which allowed me to put more money aside towards this challenge. Now, another thing that really helped too is that I only have one credit card that still needs to be paid off. So earlier in the year of last year, I paid off all of my credit card debt, and then I got myself back into debt again, which is a cycle that I am trying to get out of, you guys. But again, life always happens. Sometimes my spending is triggered by things that is going on around me, my emotions, things like that. So that is all like what I realized, but it happens, you know. Like I said, I'm not perfect. This one is really like stuck on there. Yeah, I'm not perfect, nor do I pretend to be, you guys. And this is all the money that I saved myself. So I know a lot of people have concerns like about my husband's income and things like that. Everything that you see on my channel is my income, my expenses, like mine, you know. So this is my money that I'm referring to, not anything that we are doing collectively. And if it was something that we were doing collectively, then I will let you guys know. But a lot of some people, I think it's one person in particular, but they have some concerns about that part of my financial journey. And like I said, everything you guys see on my channel is exactly what I pay for, what I'm responsible for, and how I save my money. So just putting that out there for anybody who is concerned with that, or feel like that hasn't been clear. I feel like I talk about that a little bit in my budget with me, so when I explain, especially my grocery budget, because we do swap every so often. So we do off weeks. So one week I'll do groceries, the next week he does groceries, and so that works. And then sometimes I'm able to roll over the household envelope, because he's already taken care of the things that we need for the household, and so I don't necessarily need to spend anything from that envelope. So now we are on envelope number 79. So we still have, I'm not even sure how many of these I was able to stuff, but it is nice seeing how many I was able to stuff with this unstuffing. Like I said, you guys, I was really close to getting it done. I just, at this point, I'm just like, it's nice to do it. I'm just gonna rip this one straight up off. It's nice to do it, but I don't want to continue to have to pay interest on that credit card if I already have the money to pay it off. To me, that just makes sense. I probably should have done it a lot sooner than I decided to, but I didn't want to feel like a quitter, you guys. I didn't want to feel like, dang, I started something and I just did not finish. But in honesty, it's okay, because yes, I could continue doing this challenge until I actually complete it. But like I said, my goal was to not save the money, but use the money to be able to pay off that credit card. And looking at that account, I've now reached that point, and I probably reached that point, I don't even know, I'm trying to think back, you guys. I can't even remember, but I know I've been doing so awesome with like savings and things like that, you guys. I am really proud of myself. I don't have like a total year savings for 2022, but you guys, I am so proud of with how much money that I've actually saved. I remember being at points in my life where I was just not able to save money, or I just had money and I just had no clear intentions with the money, just spending money recklessly, like money just grew on trees. Because when I grew up, that's what I thought. I thought money grew on trees. My mom, I would just ask her for everything under the sun. And she used to always say that money don't grow on trees. But I don't know why. When I grew up, I thought, you know, some people have this mentality too. They're like, oh, I can spend the money because I know I'm going to get it back next week or something like that. I'm so glad I grew out of that mentality as well, because I know life can always happen. And so last year in 2022, I was able to put money towards my emergency fund time after time, even if that meant that I had to start over. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot remember how many times I had to start over with my emergency fund. So let me know if you guys made it this far into the video already. Like, if you've had to start over with your emergency fund, how many times that you can remember. Like, I know for a fact it had, for me, it was like at least 4 or 5 times minimum that I started over with my emergency fund. So I started with the $1,000 emergency fund, and then as like things began to happen with that, I realized, like, you know, $1,000 is, it's enough, but a lot of expenses may drain that fairly quickly. And so that's something that I learned. So I then did a series on my channel on Transfer Tuesdays when I was saving up for my emergency fund, and that amount was $1,500. So then I got it to $1,500 and I got comfortable, and then life said, nope, you're way too comfortable right now. Let me show you something. And then someone tried to steal my husband's Cadillac converter for the second time, and that cost us about $800 from my emergency fund. So then I started again, like I said, just continuously rebuilding, but being able to, you know, minimize my credit card debt. I did a lot of bill like condensing or elimination of like subscriptions and things that no longer served me purpose last year. That helped out with freeing up income as well. And so because of all of that, you guys, I was able to just put some money towards this these challenges, really this challenges in particular. So I also received, like, I think my year-end raise, and then I also got a promotion last year. So with that additional income, instead of increasing my spending or increasing my bills, I decided to, again, just save my money. So I knew if I could maintain my life with the income that I was already making, an increase in income was only a plus for me. And so I didn't want to cancel that out by just having what they call lifestyle creep, which is just increasing my expenses and lifestyle, or improving my lifestyle just because I now have more money. And I was actually talking to someone the other day about this as well, because let's see, oh, is that it? Okay, so that looks like I was able to unstuff 69, and I think there's 2 random ones in here. Let me see. I think there's, if I remember correctly, it's 41. Yeah, 41, and I think 32. Correct. All right. Yeah, so these are the 2 random ones that I was able to cash stuff. So these came from my like YouTube pay and my side hustle income. Like I said, you guys, 2022, I was able to increase my income by bringing in a little bit extra. So there is that one. And then these are actually going to be the last 2, you guys. I was going to count it, but that's a lot to count. So let me see if I can do it, because I didn't want this video to be super long either, you guys. Let me see. Uh-oh. And this is 40. This should be 40 something. Alrighty. So there's the 5. Basically what I was gonna say, you guys, because I lost my train of thought, it's just learning to manage the money you have now. So when you improve your income or receive more income, then you know how to do that, and you can kind of avoid lifestyle creep as well. So like I said, I was originally planning to count this, but I didn't want to make the video too long. So as you guys can see, this is what I was able to save in a 1 year period of time with the 100 envelope challenge. But that is actually not it, you guys. Like I mentioned, I did do transfers to my high yield savings account. So let me pull over my savings challenge book that I have, and I'm gonna turn, oh, look at that, it turned right to that page. So as you can see, I started it January 2022, and so I was actually able to save from envelope number 31 all the way down to envelope number 100, you guys. So in total, this is $4,585 that I was able to save, which is awesome for me, especially. And you guys can see I only had 30 envelopes left, and yes, I could have finished the challenge, but like I said, my main purpose was to just be able to pay off the debt. And with this $4,000, well, $4,500, let's say that, I can do that. That card has a balance of $2,550. So 4,585 minus 2,550. That's $2,035 that is left of that challenge. So if I would have finished this challenge, then I would have saved the total $5,050. But I still saved $4,585. And then what's left over, that I get to put that all into my emergency fund. Now, since my goal is to have 3 months, then 6 months eventually, I just want to go ahead and get a head start on that. So this year, I'll also be saving $10,000 between my 9-to-5 job, my side hustles, and my YouTube page. So if you want to follow me along to just see my progress, because I will be doing those monthly, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Oh, you guys, sorry for the shade. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, let me know if you're doing the 100 envelope challenge as well, or the 50 envelope challenge. I would love to know, to cheer you on, you guys. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell, you guys, so you don't miss the next time I post. And I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.